Okay, let's talk a little bit about budget now. As we mentioned earlier, the implementation strategy can be used to inform your annual budget. And although we don't have any outstanding success stories here in the BLM, we really do encourage you to use your implementation strategy to the extent possible when developing your budget. Do what you can do that works for you. And then if you figure out a way to integrate the processes successfully, please let me know, and I'd like to use your example to share with others. So just give me a buzz. Now, although we're not including budget as a required piece of this strategy anymore, we're still going to talk a little bit about what you can do and as a minimum, and then you can go from there. So Megan, what can you say about budget?
For the budget, consider the budget cycle. The spreadsheet can be used during different parts of the cycle to complete information requests for the project target allocation or the annual work plan. Projects and priorities for the budget planning system are requested at least a year and a half in advance of being published. So setting priorities and scheduling the tasks in the out years can prepare an office for these requests. You can also use the PE designations to identify the high priority projects and develop justifications in advance of these requests. You can also create estimates for funding and labor. Another idea is to review your scheduled tasks to develop the project target allocation. It's true that the state office and Washington office may shift your ability to fund some of your high priority projects, but you can use this sheet to adjust those priorities. And additionally, using the sheet to communicate with the state office and Washington office may provide some further justification and visibility of your office's projects. This suggests that offices should time the updating of their spreadsheet in advance of the budget process. This way, they shift priorities based on new information. One idea that's been used in offices with a completed strategy is to add a column to the spreadsheet that identifies the budget theme that each project fits in. This allows the office to communicate its priorities in some language being used in the budget strategy development. You may want to include this as part of your update, as the themes can change from year to year. Some offices have used the implementation strategy worksheet to estimate their needs for funding from outside partners. In the Gunnison Gorge NCA, the worksheet data was shared with their partners to obtain the necessary funding for shared priority projects. They also used the sheet to track accomplishments, which they included in their annual report to the NLCS and the public. Finally, offices with completed spreadsheets have said that the sheets come in handy when funding becomes available unexpectedly throughout the year. These offices have prepared priorities that can be easily communicated with the office that's offering those last-minute funding opportunities.
Yeah, and so far, we've been doing this implementation strategizing for about the last 6-8 years or so, and it seems like Arizona is the one that has had the best luck with tying the budget to the implementation strategy. So, Rem, can you talk to us about what you guys have done?
Well, we have strategies for different areas in Arizona. They are for different program deliveries like water and National Landscape Conservation System units that are Arizona's way of delivering the department's mission. What we do is tie those Arizona strategies to those national strategies, and by doing so, increase our ability to compete for funding. Now, what we do with that is find that as we do that across the state and articulate what the work is from each office that has done this implementation matrix, is that we find some consistency within the state. And that some of our messages and work that fulfill those national strategies are ones that we can package and share. And when we've done that, we have seemed to have competed well enough to hold our own as far as budget. In these lean years, that's a real success. And the strategy and implementation plan are the first line of our planning target allocation work. What we show in those is the Arizona strategy that the work delivers, and then using the implementation matrix, the part of the RMP that this work will deliver. And so those are the two measures that Arizona is looking at when they rank a project and allocate budget.
So Joe, has Casper used the implementation strategy in leveraging funds or planning your budgets or anything like that?
Although we assign program elements to each action and link our accomplishments to the AWP targets, we've not yet integrated the implementation matrix into BLM Wyoming's budget system. But we do use the implementation matrix to put priority on those cooperated funded projects and assign priorities to BLM's share of that project to allow us to maximize our competitive funding opportunities.
And I know that Wyoming does a really good job of working with their cooperating agencies, their state agencies, other partners. So did you involve any of them in when you were developing the strategy?
Yeah, we initially developed the matrix. We involved the state planning office, the governor's office. They had a lot of input into what they kind of wanted to see in the matrix and the things we included. And we also included our cooperators in setting our priorities.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to explore the budget piece any further, you can either talk to your budget staff, either your district, state office, Washington office, any level of budget staff. And of course, feel free to contact either Joe or Rem and talk to them about their experiences.